Okay, that was good. Morning, blimey, high rated player. We do rank water. I'll do a new generic console. Rank water, 15 minute. He's very high up the tree. He's like rank 12, and his stats on the other time controls very, very good. King of water. He's 2747 on Blitz, 5 minute 2407, and he also plays on the 15 minute time control. He's been up to 2305 in December. So he's played 210 games on the 15 minute time control. This is a very dangerous Blitz player. So this is the highest rated overall player I've played so far, I think, on the 15 minute time control in terms of ratings on the time control. So I'm really pleased about that one. I was really expecting just to get maybe horribly crushed, but anyway, while we're waiting, let's do the usual. So check out a title play game. Whoa, we got water again. Oh dear, revenge already. Uh-oh. Walter's revenge. Oh dear. Oh dear. Unless he wants to abort. If he doesn't want to play me again. No, he does want to play me again. Okay. For a battle. Again. I wonder about Tarash. I have lost to the Tarash recently, or Winnower. Could try Tarash. See if he takes on E4. Play just Bishop D3. Okay, so if I just castle here, sensible move. I think taking on F6, if Queen takes Bishop G5, I think that's why Knight takes is okay. No way, it's not his day, is it? On Bishop F3, hang on, Bishop F3. Takes my Queen. It's a bit of a trap. So that doesn't work here very well, Bishop G5. To say the least. I think Bishop E2 if I... Bishop G5, Bishop F3. That's annoying then, the pressure on F3. What a great variation for black. So I won the Bishop E2, is that best? If castle and queenside, then Bishop G5. He doesn't want to give up that knight's got a bishop here, surely. Bishop E2 for Bishop G5. If knight E5, C4. No Bishop B5 just takes. There's no Bishop G5, he's got Queen F5. No other forcing move of interest. D5? Hang on. D5? You'd have to take with the bishop. Worth noting. Bishop G5, Bishop F3. That works as before. So I think Bishop E2. Not too many options. Knight E5 maybe is another option. Take, Queen takes. And there's not much. Bishop E2 seems a bit poxy. It's Bishop D6. Got myself into a poxy position here. That's a shame. bishop e2, bishop d6, and he looks to be bishop g5, queen g6, bishop h4 to go to g3. I think bishop e2 then, I don't know. It's a nasty trap to routinely play bishop d5, bishop f3, yeah, okay. So what about, okay, c4 here, he's going to castle queenside, bishop e3, c4 and d5, he could then move the knight, take on b7, I think that's a lot of fun, that, c4, castling queenside, d5, take, knight c5 is not so much fun, d takes, rook takes, c takes. Oh, go for that. Queen sack for rook and bishop. Why not? So castling queenside, d5, take, knight c5, d takes, rook takes, c takes. King doesn't have to take. I'll take there. I'll get an important bishop and a rook. Otherwise, if the bishop did move back instead of knight c5, maybe just bishop e3 pointing at a7, or just something else, I don't know. Bishop e3 or I've seen this idea on Nigel Short's games, I think, just to sack the queen like that. He's going to castle queenside. If I play too passively, then bishop d6, and he's pointing things at my king, g5, g4, maybe even after castling queenside. Castling queenside, d5, knight c5. Is there any options there? b4? Doubt it. Knight e4. Oh! Is king still in the centre here? Maybe this works anyway. Maybe not. What about this queen b3? And then as soon as d5 there's knight c5. So d5 takes, we'll change the picture here. Knight c5 takes. Takes. I can't see it. Why do I have to keep sacking my queen here now? After rook d8. So what about this bishop e3? Bishop d6, then maybe d4. Take. Knight c5, there might be bishop d4. I think bishop e3 then. It's knight b6. b3, isn't that more solid? Knight b6, bishop b2. I think b3 is actually quite logical, pointing at the queen, protecting d4. No c5 break right at the moment. b3, bishop d6, bishop b2, immediate threat d5, takes, c5. I think I'm going to go for that anyway. It's also against knight b6, but c4 not being weak. So bishop b2. Bishop b2, queen c2, rook a1, just e5 for bishop, rook, or maybe actually rook fe1, maybe bishop f1 after that, take, bishop g2, pawn sack, control g4, maybe rook e3 to g3, d5 later, g7. So bishop b2, okay, I think it doesn't change the picture too much. Bishop e7, d5, I don't know, okay. So queen c2, threatening d5. There's no bishop e4 just yet. Queen g6, I can double the pawns now. This looks fair enough, this position. Queen looks a little bit misplaced. So which rook? This one blocks in that one. This one, if I'm going to move the bishop, loses a pawn. Doesn't seem so bad if I can get the g4, get the bishop on there. Win b7. Iranian would approve, I think, temporary pawn sack. Maybe rook e1, bishop f1. Take. Bishop g2. Queen g4 is rook e4 there. It's queen g6. If I play this rook's hemmed in. There's also bishop b4. Anyway, for the moment, d5. What is he doing with that d5? Alright, so I'm going to play bishop d6. Is g3 worth thinking about? It's queen e4. d5 take. Bishop c1 here. Knight e5. Rook d1. Yes. It looks like a fairly compact, solid position for black. Right, just no, a3 is asking for bishop d6. Bishop f3 is a threat. On the other hand, g3 there, queen e4. I think it's WhiteElo without just dwindling on the clock. I wonder about rook f e1, bishop d6, g3, queen e4. No, I was just weakening myself again. I just repeat the position, bishop c1, queen g4, h3, queen h5, then bishop b2. Queen's sort of worse there. What about just rook d1 to play d5? I think rook d1 and d5, rook d4. That's a reasonable idea. Surely. Queen e4 is bishop d3. Maybe a pawn sack here. Bishop d3 takes. Bishop e4, queen g4, king h1, knight f6. Well, he has to defend that, and also rook g1. Given I've looked at that earlier, bishop d3. If I don't play bishop d3, I might just queen c3. Is that too sensible? Bishop f6. I'll go for this. Get the G file open. Bishop d6 could be quite perilous. that's a bit of a snag with all this. If he goes back to f4, he finds bishop d6. Bishop c1 there. Right, this one. Right, now I'm threatening rook g1 and b7. So rook g1 and d5 on g7. Also maybe f3 is handy. I was more worried about queen f4. So 6 minutes against 9. Bit of counterplan with g file maybe. So b7 on the fire. Bishop pointing at g7. Rook g1 on the cards. For doubling up rooks. Knight f6, bishop b7 I think. Split the pawns. So c6, rook g1, that looks fairly dangerous. Pointing at his king again. Rook g3, rook ag1, d5 later. And there's bishop c1 as well with queen f4 for bishop h6. Forget about b7 for a moment. Keep the things pointed at his king. 2 bishops again. So just double and something, get the artillery in. What about f3 for rook g4? f3 for rook g4 or just rook g3? What's better? Rook g3 or f3? Has f3 got any advantages here? It does threaten rook g4 if I wanted to evict the queen from that place. I could slip in. Also queen g2 is facilitated for travelling. That sells that for me. Rook g4, rook ag1, queen g2, d5. That's the plan. Basic plan, coordinate 4 major pieces on g7 as rapidly as possible with tempo. So rook g4, rook ag1, queen g2, d5. In fact, I haven't got any other pieces to throw at the king, so just as well. So that f3 to bring in the queen to g2. That's good. Also bishop g5 commands with rook g4 now. And rook ag1. Alright, time pressure though, 5 minute 46. What is thinking? 5 minute 46. Look at this plan. It looks good again for a kingside attack. Is he a bit casual with his king safety this morning? Experimenting about having low king safety. Rook g4. Any g6, there's bishop g6. Pretty tasty. I think it's pretty serious. That's g file. Double now. Okay, so queen g2 maybe, or d5. d5 I think. Get the other one working, queen working on g7. Mind you, there is knight f6 after. Not really sure that's. There's suspicions of d takes. Not really sure. Probably knight f6 is really annoying. Rook takes g7. Rook takes, queen takes. Alright, what about bishop takes d5 here? Bishop takes d5, is that any better? Does mean the queen's free to roam. What about bishop h7? Wow. Bishop b2. In that position, there's queen takes b2, knight f6. Queen f6 takes. Nope. Don't want to waste too much time, but bishop h7 might be worth preserving a threat, but take bishop b2. I'm at forking b7 and thingy. I have no idea actually. Oh dear, oh dear. Bishop h7, bishop b2. Bishop takes g8, threatening mate on h7. Then I can take the bishop. So otherwise now there's rook takes g7, the bishop g7, and two bishops mate the king. That would be quite ironic given the previous game. Two bishops coordinating quite beautifully if I play rook takes g7. So bishop b2, bishop takes g8, winning the exchange, but I'm under time pressure here. I'm not really that confident of the position because of knight f6. Unless queen takes check, mating on with the two rooks. With the two rooks, yes. Queen f6 there. So queen f6 isn't a reliable defence. Bishop b2, bishop g8. Rook takes, queen takes, knight f6, queen takes, pawn takes, rook takes, king moves, rook here mating. g6, there might also be queen c3. No, he just takes the thing. I have to take on g8. But there also might be rook. No, I don't know. No. So I think rook takes g7 looks beautiful though. If the rook moves, rook takes g7, coordinating three things against the king. He's using his time here. I can't. Okay, let's look at other defences. Knight e5. If I takes is on my king, but I can take. I'm protecting with the queen. But he's pretty solid there. Okay, I have to take. Threatening mate. Queen h7. Will you spot that? If knight f6, there's rook takes g7 because the bishop's interrupted. There isn't knight takes. There's rook takes. Rook takes, knight takes, queen takes, exchange up with a problem in the diagonal still. He could be in time pressure now, he's catching up on the clock with me. I haven't got any pieces spare for any attack, nothing to bring in reserve, all the troops are in place. Knight f6, rook takes g7, threatens actually rook h7 if the bishop did move. Knight takes, queen takes his mate again. So rook takes g7 on knight f6. Hang on, there's queen f3, that's a spoiler. Ah, okay. So there's queen f6 on knight f6 here. Will he spot that? Much stronger than rook g7. Now if f6, well, I've got a minute advantage, but this encoding will fare me badly if it gets down to less than 2 minutes. Queen f6. Hang on. There's queen takes g4. Queen takes g4. Doesn't work. Queen takes g4. That's a real shame. What about rook first, threatening queen f6? Protects f3, so queen f6 is then again on the cards. So there's no queen g4 there. Much better queen f6 here as a threat. Parried. Okay. We'll just take here again. If queen takes d5, queen f6. So what about just rook g2? The queen's good on the diagonal, though. Oh! Is he winning his exchange back? No, I don't need to give back the exchange just yet. Just do that meek move. Alright, can I just get queens off? Oh dear. Let's try and stop knight f4. I've got to unpin. What about rook d1 to try and unpin? Rook d1. Well, actually, it's queen d4, queen d5. There's no major. Oh, there's knight f4 at the end of that. Ah, so I think rook f1 for a moment. That protects f4 again. Threatens rook f7. Why is he letting me play rook f7? There's no mate on thingy. Rook takes g6. That's queen g6. The rook moves back simply for a sack. Compromise king safety. So queen d3. I don't like this time pressure now. So queen for a moment. If knight f4, queen f4. There's rook. There's queen g2 there. So I think he's finally won the exchange back. Ouch. How's the rook and pawn ending? Oh, I've got no option. I have to go on this rook and pawn ending. Oh, he's just got me, I think. Try and weaken these pawns. I can win b7. I don't know, 1 minute 30. Made a mess. Can you beat me with a minute? I made a mess of that. That was a beautiful game, but spoiled. Draw?
Draw?
Nope. I don't think he wants his revenge.
Draw? Draw?
Oh dear. Oh, that's just so cruel. Oh, 1 minute. No, I think this is gonna. Oh, you can queen. Just queens. What a mess I made of the game. Why isn't he just queen anyway? Yes, it's fairly obvious that queening is pretty good. He can queen another one if he wants. think I can resign here. I'll just go back. So anyway, it was like a chase to win back the exchange. It's quite amazing actually. After this, it seems very easy to lose the exchange back here after G5. With that horrible pin, I think probably the best thing is simply to have got out the pin with this move. Whoops. I need to get out of this pin here after G5. It looks like a great position. Okay, it's 2 pawns for the exchange. He's preparing knight F4, but just King G1. It's a real shame. King G1, and then he'll have difficulty. King G1. Looks as though that's still better for white. King H7. Yeah, just Queen G4. Mind you, again, there's knight F4 there. There's Rook F7. I don't know. He's got his pieces in good places here actually after G5. Comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks so much.